Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. In today's episode, we are going to be doing something green. So this vlog is more of a public service announcement to all the automotive community and anyone who loves cars that rolls on rubber. Because today we had a chance to get invited to the EcoTyre Waste Management Center all the way in Dasmariñas, Cavite. So we're going to tour their facility and look at the way that they upcycle the tires. Now, upcycling isn't really still the best solution for our tire waste, but it's still better than these tires ending up in the landfill. Yesterday was Earth Day, and over the past week I spent a lot of time coordinating with other various shops and other various car lovers and picked up around 400 pieces of tires. We're gonna get a chance to see the tires being delivered thanks to our partners Camel Toe, who helped me with this endeavor. We picked up tires as far as Subic Bay and then all the way from like Cavite, shops in, let's say, Cubao. So we basically coordinated and picked up as many tires as we could based on the network that I had. So 400 tires is roughly just 40 cars, if I'm not mistaken. So 40, oh sorry, no, 4, anyway, you guys can do the math. We're gonna take a ride now in the GT3 and get a tour of the facility, and hopefully you guys can spread this message to the car community and show people that instead of dismantling these tires and then throwing them in the landfill because they are toxic, at the end of the day, tires are actually like little microplastic pieces. When we burn them, when we shred them, or when we just use them for daily commutes, then we are still polluting and part of the problem. I think at the end of the day, I am just trying to have a less guilty conscience because I do love cars, but I also do love Mother Earth. So this is my effort to at least try to augment and help with that problem. I have been consuming much less tires because I did stop racing, but I did start racing again. So that means I am trying to actively look for solutions to help out with the problem. So bear with me. We're gonna take a ride in the GT3 and then go down and get a tour. Hopefully we're gonna get a quick tour on what they do. I've seen the YouTube clips on this place. They were doing shredding the tires, basically removing the rubbers, and then the steel belt of the tire rings are actually gonna go sent abroad because we can't process those. They seem to be super hard. And then the actual pelletized rubber, they're being sold to cement factories to create energy for incineration. So it's still, again, not the best green solution, but it's still a better green solution than throwing tires into the landfill. So let's get out of here. Cold start. Saturday traffic! What is up with that? You guys see how many cars there are on the road? Imagine each car in roughly 5 to 7 years will have to replace their tires. Trucks and buses need to replace their tires more, but they can get their tires recapped. So for passenger vehicles, they do need to replace their tires every 5 to 7 years, which means, depending on how many cars we have actually registered and running in the road, we're gonna have that much tires that are going to landfill if there's no other place that's recycling tires. Honestly, before, I'm guilty to admit I actually don't know where my used tires would go to, and that's a pretty sad fact. I actually don't know also if EcoTyre is the first of its kind, but honestly I've never heard of anyone doing what they're doing. That's why I'm so excited to feature them and show you guys what their facility is all about and what their process is. Really, in reality, if we have like, let's say 5 million cars running on the road and each of these cars have to replace their tires every 5 to 7 years, it's a lot of tires. There's like a lot. So obviously for trucks and passenger buses, they're able to recap their tires, so they're able to extend it just a bit longer. But for supercars and sports cars like this, where we're running super soft compound, we do wear the tires down faster, and because the cars are stickier or the rubbers are stickier, it basically does degrade a little faster. Imagine when we used to go racing with slicks. You basically have a pair of slicks for the race, and then after that they're just your practice set, and then after that you have to discard them because once they go through the heat cycles, they're basically done. That's why when you see slick tires, there's no thread on it, because their main purpose is to just have phenomenal grip on track. Now for the passenger cars, we have grooves so that we have the ability to displace water and then have multi-terrain grip levels. So it's very complex, but again, I'm not affiliated with EcoTyre. They're not paying me. I'm doing this on my own volition. I just really think that it's pretty cool what they're doing, and I hope you guys learn a thing or two, because tires that are being buried or being thrown into landfill is actually still toxic. They do leach out toxic chemicals. So this is still, for me, the better solution or the better option at the moment, until one day maybe there's a different compound that's biodegradable in that sense. But for now, excited to show you guys what they're doing there and see their facilities for my own eyes. Waze says we're about 18 minutes away. The camel tow guys are so early, they're there already. I told them not to be early so that we can get the unloading shot, but they are there already. Thank you so much to Camel Tow. Burns, thank you if you're watching this, for helping me with this project of mine. Hopefully with this vlog we can share with other people that they can send their tires directly to EcoTyre. We'll post the address somewhere on the screen, or it'll be in the description box below. But for now, yep, 17 minutes, and then Luca is there also helping us today, so pretty exciting stuff. I think it'll be a super quick feature because the GMA feature was just like 5 minutes if I'm not mistaken. Gabby, thank you so much if you're watching this, for sending me that link. You know naman, I like watching stuff like that. If you guys ever drive this way, this is actually the route going to the Carmona racetrack, just for landmark reference. One day I'd love to close this road and do some drifting, because look at it, it's banking, it's sweeping. Super reminds me of some industrial back road in Japan. We have 692 kilometers in the GT3, and I can't wait to floor this thing. It sounds so good with the JCR exhaust. There's our camel tow trucks. We are almost there. I think Luca is already ahead of us. I saw the trucks behind us. We're almost here. EcoTyre this way. Good thing they have a lot of signages. And all the way to the green building.
These are the condenser.
Okay.
And then these are the oil tanks. And then we have here the pollution control devices. Here. So we have the wet and dry scrubber. And we also have filter. Carbon black filter. All the smoke coming from the machine, it will filter to make it clean. So these are our reactor. So we're placing around 10 tons of plastic here to turn it into oil. So we're using burners to heat the machine up to 400 degrees Celsius. Okay? And then here you can see our condensers. So we have 4 condensers to ensure that all the condensable gases will turn into oil, which be stored in these tanks. Okay, so with this machine, we install pollution control devices to ensure that all the fumes and smoke will be filtered and will be released in air clean.
Hey guys, welcome to EcoTyre Center. It's a waste management area. I didn't know that they had this machine right behind me. So excited. Thank you so much to Barry and Fraulein for giving me a tour. This wasn't part of the feature that I saw. This is a huge pyrolysis machine, which means they can actually decompose any plastic material from plastics 1 to 7, clothing, rubber shoes, rubber slippers, anything with plastic essentials. It's basically tumbled in this big cylinder behind me, cooked up to 400 degrees centigrade, and then the gases go through the condenser system. Everything that is condensed and is basically catches with the water, goes down into the oil, becomes crude oil, and the excess gases actually is used to power the machine again to cook whatever plastic is left behind in the cylinder. Pretty cool stuff. I didn't know that they had this, and I don't think anyone has featured it just yet. So basically now every plastic waste from my hotel, we can pile it up together, send it here, and have them decompose it and turn it into bunker fuel. Pretty cool stuff, but let's go back to the main feature, which is doing the reused tires and seeing what they do with all the rubber. We are currently unloading and uncovering all the tires that we have picked up. Thank you again to Camel Toe for picking up all these tires for me. We've gone as far as Subic, Calamba, and then other shops within the metro. We also have one of my new suppliers, Phil Indo, who's here. They also brought some truck tires. In case you guys want to sell your truck tires, they do buy tires at 2 pesos per kilo. Just in case you guys are wondering, road tires normally last anywhere from 5 to 7 years. You can see the tire expiration date or the tire manufacturing date on the sidewall of the tire. And then after that, when you see micro cracks on the sidewalls of your tires, that means you do need to change it. Sometimes even though it exceeds the 5-year manufacturing date specification, if it's well maintained and the tire hasn't really rotted out or dried out from the oils that are in the rubber, then you can still extend the lifespan of it. But normally 5 years is the recommended time to change tires. And look at these tires. One still has a label, but I'm sure it's already beyond its shelf life. That's why it's here. And you can see performance tires, truck tires, regular road tires, regular radial tires. So it's a combination of everything. Thank you so much to everyone that supported this project of mine, who replied to my messages, who was constantly being badgered by my follow-ups. It's like, can I get the tires now? Can I get the tires now? Look at all the tires that we've collected. We just finished offloading all the tires. Now we're gonna get to see the machines do their work. There's 3 sections that they've toured me to already. First off being the one right behind me. Second, the center line machines. And then third, the products over there. After this whole process, we're gonna show you what happens to the tires that you've sent and then what products they actually get to do with it after. So most of the products actually get exported. The rubber blocks get sold to cement plants, which in turn incinerate them at 1,400 degrees Celsius, hopefully burning off all the toxic chemicals and creating energy so that the cement plants can basically continue their operation. Now the steel belts on the side of the tire, where the sidewall is the hardest part. We can't process it here. Apparently no one processes it here, so they end up exporting that. We're gonna show you those as well. And then there's also the rubber pellets or the granules, and also the sort of fabric that goes around the base of the tire, which actually gives it its binding strength and also its compliance. If we look at one of the tires over here, you're going to see the white thread, and that is the binder. Where's the tire that was bald? But actually we don't need to show it because you're going to see the process happen right before your eyes. Now we're going to get the official weight of everything after the trucks get weighed in. And then I ended up giving the proceeds for all the tires to all the truck drivers that came here today, because obviously we're being helpful to them because they did all the hard work in collecting and unloading everything. I'm so excited to see this process. Let's go check it out. This is what Barry was explaining. The tire composition is rubber, and then here is the sort of binder thread. It's actually either made of nylon or sometimes some other fabric. So as you can see, it's like thread. And then the sidewall, which is this part, has all the hard steel. And that's why even though the rubber has disintegrated, this looks like it was a blowout. You see the sidewall is actually nice and solid. So we're gonna get to see them process this whole tire and see how they turn this into actually usable materials again. So I made a mistake posting that they were upcycling, when in reality they are recycling all these rubbers. So again, let's go check it out. I'm so excited. I'm wearing a mask now because it's very dusty when they disintegrate the rubber, but over here we have the tire blocks that will be sold to the cement factories. These are then incinerated at 1,400 degrees, which means they're able to hopefully vaporize all the fumes and then capture the energy so that they can keep their cement plants running. We're now going to see the other machines working as well, and then hopefully I'm just going to do a voiceover because it's very noisy when the machines are running.
Tire blocks. Parang shredded tires naman siya for TDF. Pero this machine kasi, yung full function niya is to produce na yung rubber crank. So yun yung papakita natin ngayon.
This is the layout of the machinery. It's kind of noisy right now, so I'm shouting. But basically, when the tire goes up the primary shredder, it's disintegrated into big blocks, and it goes into a rasper, which disintegrates it into smaller blocks, and it goes into a final machine where it granulizes everything, and then basically shoots everything out in different sizes, and then you also get the rubber material along with the steel material. The process takes normally 5 minutes from end to end, and they can process a ton every hour. We're here in the final process, which is the grinding pulverizing area. And Barry was saying that this is almost like virgin rubber, but it's going to go through one more process, which basically makes it into very, very fine rubber, which we can use now to make rubber slippers, tennis courts, anything that's extruded with rubber. This is almost like virgin material, so it's able to be reused 100%. Which is actually very cool because normally with plastic, you need like 20% recycled material, 80% new plastic to make a new product. In this end, you actually get to recycle almost everything and nothing is wasted. This is so awesome. I love seeing this process work. They're going to turn on the machine now so that we can see the final product. Perfect. So for me, this looks very fine already, but according to Barry, once this goes through the machine, it's going to be almost like fine powder. So the rubber that you're seeing going up the belt here is the rubber that hasn't gone through the sieve. This is going to get grinded again, and it's going to rotate around. As soon as it passes through the micro net, I don't know how many microns this is, it basically goes down here, and then it goes through the machine to fill up the sacks over here. We are right now in the EcoTyre Conference Center, and these are the final products that you see in front of me. So basically, when they run through the machines, these are the things that come out. Over here is the TDF, or the tire-derived fuel. These are sold to industrial plants, cement factories, and they're used and incinerated again at 1,400 degrees Celsius. So they're able to sort of burn all the noxious gases that are escaping. So over here you have the mulch, or I guess the bigger chunks of rubber. These are now used for asphalt or children's playground, or also raw material for pyrolysis. Over here, from the 40 to 60 to 80 mesh, you have the finer rubbers, which is now used to extrude other rubbers. You could have rubber bands, slippers, rubber soles, anything that basically needs rubber. So even rubber paint, like the floor paint that they use for projects, and then basically it's not virgin rubber, I'm mistaken with that. It's almost called like a vulcanized rubber. So again, good raw material for add-on to everything, and this doesn't need to be mixed with virgin rubber. It could be used as is. Over here, we have the steel that you see from the tires that were being crunched and crushed through the machines. The tire bead wire and the tire wire both get exported to India and Korea. Sadly, there is no processing plant in the Philippines that can handle these two things. So hopefully someone's gonna open that and make use of this rather than us exporting that. Now, last in the list, you wouldn't think you'd see fiber from the tires, but the fiber is actually underneath the tire wire in the belt of the rubber. And this is used to clean the factory in terms of using it to absorb grease. After that, they do send it to a processing plant as hazardous waste so that they can recover it. Also, it used as fiber material to do acoustic insulation. So pretty cool stuff. Happy to see the final products here in front of me. Thank you so much again to EcoTyre for letting us feature their factory. Apparently, we're the first outside blogger, non-news team to do the coverage here. Thank you to Fraulein and Barry for giving us the tour. It's super awesome. I'm super excited to promote this project because, again, it does make sense to send the rubber here. They do pay for everything. It is 2 pesos per kilo in case you guys are wondering. You can contact them directly on their website. And then for the plastic and pyrolysis, apparently, when you drop the pyrolysis, you have to wait for an assessment to see how much it's going to cost them to process your material, because at the end of the day, it's a service rather than a charity, so they do have to charge for that. I will be back for sure. We're going to collect some of our plastic waste from the hotels, and then we're going to bring it over here to show you guys another feature of how that machine works. And it's so interesting, and I'm so happy that they literally just opened their operations January this year. So this is a super fresh company, and I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode and learned something new from it. Please give them a follow on Instagram and then send your rubber here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode.